Welcome back to the Grow Space. Today we are getting personal with personnel. We are talking about all things in the personnel unit and how it matters to all teachers, including the beginning teacher.
I had the privilege of sitting down with Mrs. Tracy Stanley Campbell, the Director of Personnel at the regional office in Region 3, the region of Trailblazers. Here are snippets of our conversation.
For the processing of benefits for our teachers and non-teaching staff. Benefits such as leave, different types of leave, their appointments, and other things that may affect their welfare. Appointed. First, the board of the school will do their recruitment. Once they have a vacancy, they would request permission from the ministry to fill that vacancy. And once they have the approval, they will go ahead and recruit the teacher, and they will submit the required documents, which are appointment forms, and those are submitted in quadruplex. Then you will have the person's personal documents, the birth certificate, TRN, NIS, two character references, a medical certificate of fitness, and their, of course, the teacher registration. They have to have some proof that they have actually applied to be registered as a teacher. And last but not least, their payment information, because we now do payments online, and so teachers are required to submit their banking information. Quite a few types of leave that are available to teachers. We have vacation leave, study leave, sick leave, special leave, and casual leave. So for the vacation leave, teachers will acquire vacation leave if they have served for a maximum of 10 years in the system. They will be able to apply for 8 months vacation leave. If they have served for 5 years, they can apply for 4 months vacation leave. And the applications for vacation leave are submitted each year at around October for processing for the following school year. So the board will submit a leave roster for all the teachers who would have applied to go on leave, and they will submit that in order of, once we get the applications in the office, what we do is to make a budget and recommend to central office for approval. The approvals are usually given in May of the following year. So once we get the approvals, we write to the school and we send the approvals. So for the teachers to go off for the school term, the following school term, which begins September, and the other school term January. So teachers are eligible for study leave once they have completed 2 years service in the system and are permanently appointed. Once the course that they apply for is accredited by the University Council of Jamaica, they are studying full time, we are able to grant study leave to teachers. They are able to access special leave can be granted for a wider range of reasons. Teachers can be doing short courses that may last for 3 or 4 months, and or they can be studying part-time and are required to be on campus for a little while, so they can apply for special leave to go in on campus to complete an assignment or so on. Special leave is also granted if a teacher lost close relative. They may be their husband, a child, or parent, Yes, special leave is granted for that purpose. And any other reason that the teacher may seem fit to apply for special leave, it may be granted upon submission of an application and documentary evidence indicating why you need a special leave. Sick leave. Teachers who are employed for 5 years, maximum of 5 years, can acquire 40 days sick leave on full salary and 40 days sick leave on half salary. If they are in the system, say for not, they don't have 5 years service, but they have over 2 years service, they are able to acquire 20 days sick leave on full salary and 20 days sick leave on half salary. For the persons who have a year service, can acquire sick leave 10 days on full salary and 10 days on half salary. And also for persons who have less than a year service, they are able to acquire 5 days sick leave on full salary and 5 days on half salary. Right, so with sick leave, if it is that a teacher requires a longer term sick leave than 40 days, they can also ask that their earned vacation leave be used to supplement that portion of sick leave. And for casual leave, they are allotted 12 days each school year. These can be applied for to the board. They can take a maximum of 2 days at a time, which can be called in or can be applied for just the day before for personal business. The last but not least, you have maternity leave. Maternity leave is granted once you have completed a year's service and you have submitted your document to say that you are pregnant and your due date. So once you have had a year's service, you are entitled to 2 months maternity leave. And you can also use your earned vacation leave once you are permanently appointed. Use your earned vacation leave to supplement any portion of the maternity leave. If you feel that you need more than 2 months, you can also apply to use earned vacation leave for that reason. Because you are employed in the government system, once you have completed 12 months in the system, you're employed and paid on a salary scale, which sometimes most salary scales have 11 points. You start at the first point. Some teachers may start at the third point, and this is due to your qualification. So if you start at the first point for each year, you will earn an increment. Each 12-month period, you earn 1 increment. So you will move up each year on a salary scale that has 11 points, sorry. So once you have maxed that salary scale, that would mean that you would have moved up 10 points to be at the 11th point of the scale. And once you're at the 11th point of the scale for 3 years, then you are entitled to what is called seniority allowance. So seniority allowance is really an increment that is calculated. And so once you have maxed your scale and you're there for 3 years, you're entitled to seniority 1. If you are at the maximum for another 3 years, you are entitled to seniority 2, which would be double the 1 increment that you had before. If you're there for another 3 years, in the same scale, you're entitled to seniority 3, and that's the maximum that a teacher can. There are more than 1 salary scales. You have, based on your qualification, so for the persons who have a diploma, they will be on 1 scale. For the persons who have a first degree in education, they will be on 1 scale. If you have a diploma and teaching diploma and degree, but it's not in education, then you will be on 1 scale as well. So the scales, if you change scales within the 12-year or the 11-year period, then your salary scale, if you change scale, then you will be on a different salary scale, and then you will be at different points on that scale as well. And so that will have an effect on the time that you are eligible for seniority allowance. April 2018, we have had a review of our pension system. We now have the Public Sector Pensions Act, and this came in effect 2018. At this time, this new Pensions Act in 2018, it's gradually moved. The retirement age gradually move each month, and so it starts at 60 and gradually moving to 65 years of age. So by the year 2023, we'll see retirement age being 65 and the early retirement age being 60. So currently, for May 2021, the retirement age is now 63 years and 1 month. Come June, the retirement age will be 63 years, 2 months. And the early retirement age, it will be 58 and 2 months, just the same.
Teachers
so each month are usually notified a year in advance of their retirement date, and so that they can prepare to go off. The letter will come from the ministry to the schools, and teachers will be granted any amount of leave that they would have acquired and did not take before this retirement date that is given to them. So as per usual, where we normally send teachers on leave at the age of retirement and the leave is after, we are now sending off teachers on leave before the age of retirement. So if your retirement age is May 1, 2022, you have 8 months leave, you will proceed on leave September 1, 2021. For early retirement, if you apply for early retirement, you will not lose any benefit. Once you are eligible, once you are in the age range for early retirement, you will be granted early retirement and you do not lose any benefit. Some teachers are of the notion that if they apply for early retirement, they will lose some benefit. No, this is not so. You apply for early retirement, once you're eligible, you approve your early retirement and you get your benefit as you would have completed. Prior to 2018, teachers will be eligible for pension once they complete 10 years of service and they are still in the system. Once you're out of the system and you're applying for pension, under the old system, you will be required to have 18 years of service. This new system now, the requirement for pension will be 10 years right across the board, whether you're out of the system or you're in the system, 10 years of service for that. And once you would have submitted your documents, which means your pension particulars form, your application for allowance, and your statutory declaration forms, and you prepare your file, submit to the pensions unit, and then the pensions unit now will process your documents and inform you of your final amount that you are to be paid as pension. This process can be completed within the time that you are allotted your leave. Once you have submitted all the required documents, your file is prepared and you are able now to sign your final document and to receive your pension emoluments.
Thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to the Community Relations Education Officer, Mr. Delroy Williams, the Personnel Director, Mrs. Tracy and Stanley Campbell, and the entire staff at the Region 3 office. Stay tuned for more information from the Growth Space. I am Rochelle Smith-Haslam. See you next time.